Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for you to see what is in store for today, but before you do that, I'd like to ask you to please subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment on this video, and also hit the bell notification before you leave, and let's get started. So, for the first couple videos, as you saw, the background was just a brown wall. Well, I thought it'd be interesting to put a little flair to it by adding some just like boxes basically of like either products that I've used and things like that. I thought that'd be like a fun little background. I can change it out every once in a while and stuff like that. So I thought that that would be kind of cool. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, so that's what we got going on. That's what's new, I guess. But today I'm going to be trying out overly hyped makeup. Some of the stuff is stuff that I've tried before. Some of it I've never tried before. I have multiples of a couple things, so I'm not going to use every single one, but I just kind of want to mention it because it's an overly hyped product. I've seen videos like this and I think they're kind of interesting, so these are the products that I have at my house that I consider overly hyped products per se. So yeah, I'm really excited to try some of these out. Some of them are new, like I said. So let's just get into it. It's basically going to be like a full face. So the first thing I have is actually a kit, which is pretty cool. It's the Jelly Pop kit from e.l.f. The Jelly Pop Dew Primer, the face and eye gloss, and the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Juicy Gloss. The primer is, I think, what the overly hyped product was, but I got this little kit which I thought was pretty cool that had basically you could try a couple different things from this line. My skin, since having my son, has been really dry and like, I don't even know if I really want to say combo because I haven't really been oily, but it's been like really dry. So I've been trying to figure out a new skin regimen for myself, like skincare wise and makeup wise, because normally I would just heavily put the powders on because I used to be like super oily. I mean like an oil slick, and now my skin's dry, so I don't really know how to deal with that or how to change my skin regimen for that. So that's something that is new to me that I'm learning. So I figured this is a dewy primer, might help. But anyway, I've heard a lot of talk about the primer, so I thought it'd be cool to get this little kit where you could kind of try everything. So we're going to try these products out today. So there are two other primers that I wanted to mention that are like overly hyped that I've used both of them before. So I wanted to use the Jelly Pop one for the first time, is the Tatcha Silk Canvas, and the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This is basically supposed to be a dupe for this because this one's kind of expensive. I like both of them. But those are definitely overly hyped products. Like once this was reviewed by people, they were like, oh my gosh, it's a dupe for this. This was sold out for a really long time and it was hard for people to find it, and now they have a couple different versions of it, like a matte one and a dewy one. That's just a regular one. So I think this is just supposed to be a dewy primer to make your skin dewy. I don't think it's supposed to fill in your pores or do anything like that. It smells pretty good. Feels very sticky, so I feel like that'll be good to keep the foundation on. Probably could have used one of them to fill my pores first before I put this on, but that's okay, we already went in. So a foundation that I would definitely consider overly hyped is the Morphe Fluidity foundation. I got the shade F1.30. It's matte, so I thought it'd be good to use the dewy primer before it, because actually when I ordered this I was still like kind of trying to figure out if I was still oily or combo or dry, since after having him it's been kind of confusing with my skin. But it's matte and I have dry skin, so it's like not sure if this is gonna work out, but this is what the product looks like. And definitely another overly hyped product, the Tati Beauty Blendiful, which you can see the packaging is right there. I tried this out in a different video. I'll link that down below and put a card up to let you know how I feel about it. So I'm not really the biggest fan of how this looks on my skin. I'm sure you can tell from the video. I don't know how it looks to you guys looking in the camera. It looks awful. Looking in person, looks awful. Definitely not my shade. It seems like it's way too light. I don't know what you guys think, but it kind of seems like it's too light for me. My fault. Ordered online. But what I could do is possibly in the future maybe mix it with a darker foundation that I have and maybe make it my skin tone. I don't know, because I have some foundations that I have that are too dark for me that I actually like. So maybe if I mix them, that would be nice. I don't know. I feel like since I have dry skin, maybe if I had my oily skin like I used to, but since I have dry skin now, it just seems like it really dried out my face. Like I was going to use powder in this video and everything. I think I still am, just to try it out because I've been wanting to try it out, but I don't even know if I should because my face is so, like, you can just tell like how dry it is and like how matte it is. It already looks like it's powdered. Like that's how, like, I mean, even with the dewy under it, I mean, my face kind of looks a little dewy. And also it says it's a full coverage foundation and you can still see my redness through it. I mean, if I kept piling it on, maybe it would cover everything and be full coverage. Maybe it can build up to be full coverage, but I don't want to put any more on because of how dry it makes my skin look. So yeah, I don't think this is a win for me, sadly. I was really hoping I'd like it, but I don't. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Yeah, kind of sucks. Now my whole face looks like crap and I'm going to be piling makeup on top of it. So hopefully this other makeup doesn't look as bad on top. So next is concealer. I have the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer in Fair Beige. This is also a matte product, so we'll see how that works. I'm curious to see how like long wearing it is and stuff, and I know that this has been like really talked about, so kind of excited to try it out. I think there's a dewy one, which wish I would have got that too. So it's definitely matte and drying under the eyes. I mean, it covered my dark circles for the most part. Maybe I could have added a little bit more. It does look a little dry though. That's what sucks about dry skin. I'd never had it before, so some products that I've previously bought may not work for me because I was buying it for my oily skin self, and now that I'm dry. But the thing is I can try other ways of doing things, like maybe adding like a primer under there or something to make it look, I mean, it doesn't look like super dry or anything. I mean, it doesn't even really look that bad. I think it's just foundation that I'm really seeing, that I'm really noticing that's bothering me. I mean, the concealer seems pretty good. Obviously I gotta keep trying it to see if I like it and see if it's long wearing, but first impression wise, I think it's pretty good. I like it better than the foundation. So I'm not going to use powder since you can see how matte I am. There's no reason to. So the other concealer that I had, Tarte Shape Tape, of course that's an overly hyped product. Just thought I'd mention it though. So the bronzer that I'm going to go in is is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess palette. It's like the chisel palette. Yeah. This is definitely overly hyped, maybe not like recently, but when it first came out, yes, and I still like it now. I'm curious how product is going to look on top of the foundation because I love this product and I know it works well, so if it doesn't look good, then it's definitely the foundation, because this product looks good on top of my other foundations that I use and doesn't look all crazy. Seems like it's clinging a little bit on this side. Doesn't look like it's living its best life on this face, but that's just because of the foundation. That's what sucks about like reviews or first impressions, is you can't show off the other products as well if your base doesn't look good, and the base does not look good. I don't know how to make this face look better. Take this foundation off and start over is the only thing I can think of. Tarte blushes are definitely something that I think are considered overly hyped. This is the Blush Bazaar. It's the Amazonian Clay blushes. This isn't available anymore. This was limited edition, but their blushes just in general I would consider overly hyped. So no matter what I do to this face, it's probably not going to look good. So I'm just going to go in. So I'm going to mix Skillful and Fortunate, these two right here. And just put that. So I have a lot of highlighters that I think are overly hyped. This just recently came back in stock. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. I still have it from when it originally came out. Love it, so pretty. Something more recent that has came out, the Fenty Beauty highlighters. I have the Kilowatt Trophy Wife highlighter and the Diamond Bomb How Many Carats. And lastly, of course, Ofra's highlighters are like the best and overly hyped. This is the Ofra Nikki Tutorials Everglow highlighter. So what should we use today? Well, since the Nicole Guerrero was discontinued and then brought back, might as well use her today. So I'm going to go in with the shade Forever Lit down here. So an eyeshadow primer that was overly hyped, like especially when it first came out, was the MAC Painterly Paint Pot Soft, and I have the shade Soft Ochre. This is something that I really like to use to prime my eyes. So I won't use the product that I've used before, and I'll just use the one that I haven't used before on both eyes. I'll prime one and won't prime the other. And we can see if it stays on longer by itself or with an eyeshadow primer. So the eyeshadow that is overly hyped that I've used before is the Stila Shimmer, the Stila liquid eyeshadows. These are definitely overly hyped. Now the product that I'm actually going to go in with over both of my eyes came in that Jelly Pop kit. It's the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Face and Eye Gloss. So I'm assuming you could use this as highlighter, maybe is why it says face. And I've never used an eye gloss before. Oh, when I opened it, it did this. Interesting, because it's an eye gloss. It's glossy. It's wet. Yeah, I just don't see how that's going to stay for a long time on your eye. Or like feel good. It might be like sticky. Who knows? Maybe you should just, like my lids, as you can see when I look up, I don't have like really much lid space to put this on where it wouldn't touch the top of my lid. So I'm just going to kind of put this everywhere, and we're going to test it out and give it a fair shot. Just do an even layer across the whole eyeball. I mean, it looks pretty by itself, but with the eyeshadow primer under it, it kind of gives it like more of a tint and a push, as you can tell from looking at both of the sides. So if you were just going to wear it by itself, that would be probably how I would do it, just because it looks good, even if it doesn't need an eyeshadow primer to stay on longer, but we'll see. So my eyes do kind of stick together, like I can feel it like sticking, but it's not like horrible, but it's like kind of noticeable. But if I just keep talking and forget about it, then maybe I wouldn't notice it as much, but if I think about it, I can feel it. We'll see if it creases in my crease right there by the end of the video. So now let's do brows. So something that's definitely overly hyped is the Benefit Brow products. The Precisely My Brow Pencil, which I'm not going to use today. I get the shade 3. I'm going to be using the Benefit Gimme Brow Volumizing Brow Gel in the shade 3. I normally do that. I normally don't use a pencil. I do sometimes. Normally I just go in with this brow gel or one of my other brow gels or powders, and that's it. I like my brows to kind of look messy but natural. Then for mascara, I have the Voluminous Lash Paradise, which I've used a million times on my channel, and you guys have seen me use it a million times. I love this stuff, and it's a really good mascara. But something new that I'm going to try that everybody hypes about is the Essence Lash Princess. I got the waterproof one. There's like a green one, I think, that's like the normal version that everybody always talks about, but I like my mascara to be waterproof. So my lashes stick straight out, so I'm looking for something to volumize them and lift them up. Don't really feel like this is doing that. Maybe the waterproof version is different than the original version, but the thing is some mascaras you use a couple times taking the wand in and out, and then like a couple times after using it, it actually works to its potential. and then sometimes mascaras work right away when you start using them. So depending on the formula, maybe this is one of the formulas where you got to use it a couple times before it actually gets its like special hype that everybody's giving it. So maybe it's one of those kinds where it has to be used a couple times and sat out a couple times before it is to its full potential. I'm guessing that's what it is, because as hyped as this product is, I'm not that impressed. I mean, I didn't curl my lashes or anything, but normally trying a mascara for the first time, I like to not do any special extra things. I just like to just do it, you know, put it on. Even adding a second layer I don't think would even really lift them up that much more. I mean, they are lifted a little bit, but it's like average. So, you know. And last but not least, lips. So overly hyped products, probably Jeffree Star's Velour liquid lipsticks, which are amazing, and his lip glosses, which I really like too. But other than that, another one that I thought of, which would either be the Jelly Pop gloss or, of course, the Fenty Beauty gloss bombs. Those are definitely overly hyped. I don't know how overly hyped this is. I feel like this is just gonna look like a normal gloss on me, so I'd rather use the actual overly hyped lip product. Yeah. This is in the shade Diamond Milk. And I have a million setting sprays that are overly hyped. The Mario Basciuto, I've never tried before, but it's definitely overly hyped. This is actually in a future video where I'm showing you guys some stuff that I got, like in an unboxing, which I haven't filmed yet, but sneak peek, this is one of the items. This is the Aloe Herbs and Rosewater one, but the Mario Basciuto sprays are definitely something that's overly hyped. The MAC Fix Plus, Urban Decay All Nighter, Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day setting spray, something that's supposed to be a dupe for the Urban Decay All Nighter that's kind of an overly hyped product would be the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Natural Finish. And last but not least, the Morphe Continuous Mist and Set. But since I never used it before, might as well use it now. The Mario Basciuto Badescu. I don't know how to say that, but you guys have seen this before. You know it's overly hyped. I like the mister on it. It seems like really good. Feels cooling on the skin. Feels pretty nice. Don't know how well it sets your face. I'm not exactly sure if it's supposed to be like a long wear setter or it just says for a spritz of hydration boost or midday pick-me-up. So it's for dehydrated skin and dewy glow anytime, anywhere. So that's it for my overly hyped makeup. I definitely think that the Mario Basciuto, or however you say this, I'll just say Mario spray. You guys know what I'm talking about. I definitely think that that kind of helped how my foundation looks, to be honest. I mean, it's not like, doesn't look 100% better, but it does look a lot better and not as like matte, which is sometimes setting sprays can do that for you. As you can see right there on my eye, the eyeshadow primer has like clumped up and like gotten all crazy and cakey right there from the gloss. This side seems to still be doing okay and not like getting stuck in my crease, so maybe using an eyeshadow primer under it is not a good idea. I still don't think it's going to be very long wearing, but it's not as sticky as it was when I first applied it, so I would probably apply it without an eyeshadow primer so it doesn't do this. I probably wouldn't put it on top of eyeshadow because it would probably do the same. If you guys have any video suggestions, definitely let me know. I know I say that at the end of my videos, but I really do like your video suggestions. It lets me know like categories and like things that you guys actually like to see. So I definitely love your suggestions, so please comment them down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any video suggestions, please comment them down below and check the description box for more information about the video. My Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are @GlamGirlGray. See you next time.